Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Audley Stevenson. I'm the Commissioner of the National Basketball League of Canada here in Kitchener with an exciting announcement, a new era for Kitchener-Waterloo Titans basketball. I'm sitting here with Kate and David Schooley. They are officially the brand new owners of the Titans. Welcome, guys. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Of all the people, if you interviewed everybody in my high school, the least likely to have anything to do with sports was me. But who wouldn't want to own a sports franchise? Seemed like a good idea at the time.
You gonna slate us?
Yeah.
Hang on, Jack's gonna roll. Rolling A, rolling B, rolling C. Camera set.
Flipping the Titans, interview 3, mark 1.
Oh man, that's awesome. Without question, basketball is a Canadian sport. The sport was started in Canada, we all know this, but I think the biggest misconception is that we're a hockey country and you know Canada and basketball don't coincide. So there's certainly a lot of awareness still that needs to happen in terms of the fact that we have opportunities to watch professional basketball in your backyard. We on the inside know how good it is. It's getting everyone else on board. I see challenges as opportunities, I really, really do. Because again, I know that when fans get there and they experience it, they'll want to come back. I think what it does, it brings communities together. It really, really does. Sport has a way of getting everyone on the same bandwagon, if you will. It creates pride. There's passion. There's connection. There's just so many positive offshoots that come out of having a successful team in your market. But it's definitely not an easy road. Regardless of what anyone says, regardless of how easy others might make it look, it's a tough pull. And it's expensive running a basketball team, quite frankly. There's financial obligations that make it very, very challenging at times, and a large portion of revenue does come from the gate. So when the numbers at the gate aren't where they need to be, that's where the challenges come in, and that's where you're looking at losses potentially, and you're at risk of the team may not exist in a few years.
Market.
Wow, so you really do that?
Yeah.
I'm David Schooley. I've been a broker with RE/MAX since 2006. No one's ever asked me what real estate's all about. It seems like kind of a simple question, but this changes people's lives. Community building is important. It's what we do every day. This is a privilege. This isn't a sales job. If you think this is a sales job, this is not. You shouldn't be in this business. We get to help people make one of the largest decisions of their life.
David came out of a family that didn't have a lot. He grew up with parents who were working very hard for what they had and not necessarily being well compensated for the scope of the work that they were doing. As a legacy to that, he grew up to be successful and to make some fantastic opportunities for himself, and I think he really wants to share and create a community that people can have happy and fulfilling lives in, and bring in members of the community that might be marginalized in different ways. Even as a realtor, just realizing that we're living in the city together. It's not like you're selling a city. We're living there and we're all citizens of it.
Kitchener-Waterloo is not a small town anymore. I think it's important that people realize how much they have in their own backyard here. So a client of mine sent me a message in 2016 and said, oh, there's a basketball team coming to the city. Might be a good sponsorship opportunity. I said, oh, okay, sure, why not? I'd never been to a basketball game in my life.
We are not sports people. I should probably mention that we don't know anything about basketball. 6 years ago, David had never been to a basketball game ever, and I'd been to like one Raptors game. But we walked in not knowing anything and spent some time watching the game and just fully fell in love with it.
In 2016, a friend of mine asked me, would you be interested in investing with the basketball team? I said, yeah, let's do it. Basketball is huge. If you look at minor basketball, there's a lot of kids playing minor basketball, and if you look at what the Raptors did when they won the championship, basketball went up in leaps and bounds. I thought, it's got to be a hit. But it was a challenge. None of us knew what it takes to run a sports team. I was hoping more people would support it. I had a lot of people say, oh, I'm watching online and through the news what you're doing. Go, okay, nice, but that doesn't help the team to stay. We probably need about 2,400 fans per game to break even. To get sponsorships, how do you get a sponsor when there's not enough people at the game? Because that's what all sponsorship is about. They want to be seen. And if we don't have enough people, you're not going to get great sponsorships.
Was every year a loss?
Yes. And there were some staggering numbers. But we always came around and said, let's give it one more shot. But then COVID hit and ended it all. That was the final spike.
This astounding and unprecedented story, the NBA is suspending...
I hope it keeps going. I do not want to see the Titans die. That's the last thing I want to see. I just want to be a part of something that eventually makes it.
End of season 5, the owner was done. And he was looking for someone else to take over. There wasn't anybody else sticking their hand up.
It's a good fit for David. It's a better fit than it was for me.
We saw an opportunity to take over the team this year. Leon Martin is moving on to some other bigger and better opportunities.
What was the process to buy the team like?
Draft a contract, redraft a contract, sign it, and move on. Kate wanted a kitchen, so this seemed like it was a better idea.
I really did support wanting to keep basketball in the community because I think it would be a loss if it wasn't there.
One thing that really stands out to us about the Titans is the incredible community that's been built thus far.
There's just so much that we don't know. We don't know what we don't know, and this learning curve is insanely steep.
All right, we now have symmetry.
But when David gets something in his head that he wants, yes, he's absolutely going to find a way to make it happen.
And is that still charming?
Well, like any trait, things are sometimes charming and sometimes aggravating, but it really depends on the context, right?
Well, we're still married. That's good. I mean, we have a professional sports franchise in Kitchener-Waterloo. From a recruiting standpoint, from a realtor standpoint, that's a pretty big selling feature. We decided that could be our contribution back. How do we keep basketball in the city?
There are some that are here and deliver. If you stick close to the things that you love, the things you enjoy, the things you're passionate about, you never know where it'll take you. I've spent a lot of time with the Schoolies, and the reality is there's going to be a tremendous learning curve in terms of sort of understanding the business of basketball and the operation side of things, doing all that and also being successful on the court. Because winning does a lot to get communities gravitate to your game, but even around losing, right, you can still have a sense of pride in those situations.
But winning's better.
Absolutely, man.
We announced the ownership, and then the bottom fell out of it almost immediately.
I'm counting on you guys not to give me a death sentence right out of the gate.
These are the guys we had to choose from. We'd be in trouble.